Championship on ESPN+. Day 2 continues as the last of our competitors hits the field this week for the first time. Second-seeded WKU battles third-seeded Liberty. Looking at our bracket, the winner of this one will face Jacksonville State to reach Saturday's championship game. The loser plays Delaware later tonight to stay alive. And hi, everybody. I'm Matt Janis alongside Dorian Shaw. Dorian, WKU has had to wait patiently for this opportunity. Finally, they get to hit the field.
It's a long wait, and as we've been watching them in warm-ups, they are fired up and ready to go.
Meanwhile, Liberty got to this point by taking care of business last night, able to beat Louisiana Tech. It was an all-around performance.
Yeah, Camden Anders was great in the circle, fanning lots of the batters in the game last night, really dominant in the circle. And then Savannah Jesse had an amazing performance at the plate. 5 RBIs, big home runs. It was a great night from her.
She dominated. Meanwhile, all season long for WKU, Annie White was a dominant force offensively.
Annie White has been such a stalwart in the middle of this WKU lineup. She does it all for them. Hits doubles, hits home runs, drives in RBIs. She's leading the conference in a number of categories.
Starting to get big, the stakes here as the winner moves on with a chance to get to the championship game. Loser goes to the loser side of the bracket. When we return, starting lineups, first pitch, WKU and Liberty. And ready to get started between WKU and Liberty. Here's the batting order for the Flames. We mentioned Jesse. What a night she had, but it's more than just Savannah Jesse in this order for Liberty.
Liberty got performance from the whole middle of the lineup yesterday. Bryn McManus, Savannah Jesse, Alexia Carrasquillo, Paige Dorr, everyone getting it done at the plate for Liberty in that game last night.
They will face Erica Hogue, who is ready to go. Her first pitch coming to Ella Fox, and we are underway as Fox lines one out of play. Hogue, the sophomore out of Collins, Iowa, leads the conference in earned run average and wins second in batting average against and innings pitched. Also top 10 in strikeouts and saves. What a season it has been as a hot smash to third. Gloved on a hop by Murphy and one away to start the game.
Nice contact from Fox, but Murphy does such a nice job over there defensively, locking down the hot corner.
It's one of the areas where WKU felt really good coming into what has been a long week in the region for the Hilltoppers as Bryn McManus taking strike one as Hogue working in front of the count. McManus, good day in yesterday's win against Louisiana Tech. Couple of hits, top of the order, really performed for Liberty. And it is 1-1 here. But Hilltoppers closed the regular season against Delaware. Remember, that series was Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So they arrived in town last Wednesday. That's 8 days ago. As a smash up the middle into center field and a base hit for McManus. One out base runner for the Flames.
Western WKU has been here. They're putting up residence, applying for residence here in Delaware this week. They've been here for a really long time. I know they were supposed to be spending some time in Philly as a team and getting to see some sights, and then they dialed it back in to come in to town for the game today.
Season wrapped up. They got the win in the finale on Saturday over Delaware as Jessie checks her swing and takes a strike. And then on Sunday, as a team, took the drive about 45 minutes from where they were staying down the road in Newark and went to Philadelphia, saw all the famous sights. Went to the Liberty Bell, went to the Art Museum, saw the Rocky Steps. I'm sure there were some pictures taken.
Hopefully some cheesesteaks eaten.
Reading Terminal Market was one of the stops as well. As this one bounced on the ground back to Hogue, she'll get the out at second. Good job to handle the low throw from Anna Mogg. And 2 down in the first.
Nice job by Hogue, fielding her own position and had just enough time to go to second base for the lead out there.
Softest contact she has induced so far. So, Alexis Carrasquillo, the bat of the DP, right-handed hitter. And she takes a strike, 0-1. The defense behind Hogue, we mentioned Murphy earlier, as Carrasquillo can challenge to all field. She hit the home run yesterday, went back-to-back behind Jessie. And a roller foul first base side. But the defense will try to hit it through. Murphy at third, Morgan Sharp at shortstop. Annie Mogg is his second baseman. Andy White at first base. Lauren Satterley, the freshman catcher. Outfield cheating in a little. In left, it's Kendall White. In center, it's Jenna Blanton. And in right, it's Kennedy Stinson. Has a ball and 2 strikes now to Carrasquillo. Fantastic season for her. All-conference selection, and deservedly so. One of the more consistent hitters in this potent Liberty lineup. And rolls it left side, deep in the hole. Sharp will go the short way, and another ground ball out ends the inning. So they work around the 1-out single, stranding a runner at first. After a half frame, Liberty nothing, WKU coming up.
Being strong doesn't mean going through it alone.
Mental health matters, just like physical health.
It's okay to feel overwhelmed.
It's okay to ask for help.
Talking to someone can change everything.
Your mind needs care too.
No shame, no stigma, just support.
We're teammates on and off the field.
Your story matters.
You are not alone.
We see you, we support you.
Let's break the silence together.
Mental health is part of the game. Let's continue the conversation.
And we're training some of you to be educators, some to go into business, others into government, some into the ministry of the gospel, others into the sciences, the arts, athletics. We want that when you graduate from Liberty University, that you'll be ready to go on into your vocation for life, trained to be a champion for Christ.
CUSA Insider is the official podcast of Conference USA. Whether you're a die-hard alum, a devoted CUSA fan, or a casual sports enthusiast, this podcast is designed with you in mind. We bring you exclusive interviews with athletes, coaches, and insiders, shedding light on the stories and happenings from around the league. Subscribe to CUSA Insider on Apple, Spotify, or Amazon Music, or watch the show on YouTube. CUSA Insider, the official podcast of Conference USA.
Bottom half of the opening inning. Good job by Erica Hogue for WKU, posting a goose egg. And now it's the Hilltopper offense's turn. They're from Kentucky. There was a quite famous race that was held there just last week, and they were like a bucking bronco waiting at the gates to get in. They've had to wait a long time, but this offense ready to go.
Yeah, it's a long wait with that double bye, but obviously they're coming into this game fresh. Liberty had the late night game yesterday, and so they had to hurry back to the hotel, get fed, get showered, get in bed so that they could turn around and come back for this middle game today. But we'll see how fresh WKU is offensively when we get going here in a second.
And they'll get a chance against Camden Anders. She didn't have to wait long for an encore after a fantastic performance last night.
Camden Anders really solid, in control from start to finish in yesterday's 5-inning game. She did such a nice job of jumping ahead of hitters and then expanding the plate with her side-to-side pitches.
So Jenna Blanton will lead it off and takes a strike, 0-1. Blanton, center fielder. And a redshirt senior out of Tennessee. Transfer from Kentucky, second season at WKU. And takes outside ball one. The good news for Blanton, all the injuries that she has dealt with over the course of her career, she will get one more year of eligibility. So this is not it, but still wants to get it done this week as it's 2 balls and a strike to her. Missed time in high school, missed time last year as Anders, another transfer, came over to Liberty from Georgia Tech and gets strike 2 on a foul tip from Blanton. You saw those numbers against WKU in the regular season. It was a weird series. Liberty took it, but it was actually the Hilltopper offense that had more consistent success. As a bouncer left side, Strickland's got it and just barely gets the speedy Blanton by a stride.
Strickland's got to be quick on the transfer there. Throws it from a little 3 o'clock slot to get it over there in time to get Blanton.
Both of these teams, especially at the top of the order, you can't hesitate as they use speed to their advantage. But the defenses up to the task at this point is Morgan Sharp. Sharp takes off speed for his strike. You know, Sharp, it's very easy to forget about her in this WKU attack. She's third on her own team in hitting, but she's top 10 in the conference. That's why she was a second-team All-CUSA selection. And she lines one the other way, and a nice catch by Danny Lee. New to the outfield position, but looking like a seasoned vet out there as she comes forward to make the grab.
That ball had some of the typical left-handed English spin on it, taking it to the line, and Danny Lee doing a nice job of reading that and getting a great jump on that line drive.
Well, the instincts sometimes some of the last things to come, but the athleticism certainly there for Lee. And he showed the experience starting to come her way as Andy White taking high and outside for ball one. First baseman, righty hitter. Another Kentucky native on this WKU roster. Ahead of the count 2-0 as Anders. Looks like she asked where that one missed. Three balls and no strikes to White. She is patient, does a good job getting on base. She leads the conference in OBP, but also in slugging and OPS. So on base and hits for power, quite the combination. And looks at a strike taking all the way. It's 3-1. Bright sunshiny afternoon at the Delaware Diamond. And temperatures starting to increase in low to mid 60s. Perfect spring afternoon. As that comes inside, 5-pitch free pass. And a first base runner for the Hilltoppers is Annie White.
Nice job by Annie White, just letting it come to her. Camden Anders working her way around the zone, trying to figure out where the umpire is looking for the ball to be. And as she's making adjustments, Annie White did a good job of staying true to the strike zone.
So here's Lauren Satterley, freshman, who has come into her own second half of the season, and we'll get a conference here. An early conversation. Anders' body language does look a little different today than it did last night when she pitched with such tremendous confidence. So they have the conversation. We'll talk about this Liberty defense because it is pretty good. Macy Strickland has already made a play at third base. Savannah Watley is the shortstop for the Flames. Ella Fox at second base. Brooke Roberts is at first. Savannah Jesse, such a stalwart behind the plate. Danny Lee, as we said, learning left field. Looks like she's learning on the fly. She caught that fly ball a moment ago. Paige Dorr can run down everything in center field. And Bryn McManus is in right as the conference comes to a close. And Satterley comes plate work. Lefty who stands backside of the box and takes a little bit wide for ball one.
Yeah, it looks like Camden Anders is just getting a little bit frustrated with the strike zone, trying to navigate what the umpire is looking for, asking Savannah Jesse for feedback on where the pitches appear to be missing. And as she tries to work through that, it's going to be up to Western Kentucky, WKU, to try and jump on some of those pitches where she feels forced to put it a little bit more over the plate.
Swing through. Satterley will not get cheated on her cuts. Big rip, big contact type of kid. Last year, WKU littered with freshmen, as many as 5 in the starting lineup. And a called third strike to the only freshman starter today. Satterley down looking as Anders finds the zone on the fly and strands the 2-out base runner. Quite the pitch. And those eyeballs left looking at a called third strike. Amy Tudor, the head coach of the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, as her team scoreless after an inning. Fantastic season it has been, 13th season in charge. 400 wins at WKU, over 600 career wins overall. She likes this team. You can understand why with 37 regular season wins, but it's the way they approach the game, not just the results that they get. They have such tremendous attitudes. And it's why they've been able to weather adversity and will it away throughout the season as Macy Strickland takes downstairs. The close to the regular season, perfect example. They looked like a virtual lock to earn the double bye. All they needed was one win the final weekend. They dropped the first 2, and all of a sudden we're fighting for their lives. It was either going to be Liberty or WKU, depending on if the Hilltoppers could beat Delaware in that regular season finale, and they really responded in that final game.
I think a part of what makes this team so impressive is they have so much homegrown talent, and so there's a lot of pride playing for WKU, wearing the letters on their chest and knowing that they're representing their home state. I think that adds a little bit of an extra chip on the shoulder for these players on this team, and it shows when their back is up against the wall.
Masters gets under that one, flies out to Blanton in center field. So 1-0 in this top half of the second. It'll bring up Kendall White for Liberty. And White tries to bunt, misses for a strike, 0-1. Liberty offense that just pounded the softball last night against Louisiana Tech. As you said, even their outs were solidly struck.
And they did it against Allie Floyd and the starter, Ruby Fidge, who started the game. They had 2 home runs off of Ruby Fidge, and then Allie Floyd got behind in some of her at-bats. She had a couple of hit batters, and then they just strung together a few RBI singles off of her, pushing La Tech to go to a 3rd pitcher. So they were able to jump on multiple pitchers offensively in the game yesterday.
Having all kinds of problems with the communication devices this week. Hogue having some issues, so they reset that, and now she's ready to go. Feels like at least once every game we've had to stop for the communication devices. Maybe there's too many frequencies in use in the area. Here's Dorr taking low and away.
Competing signals for the competing teams.
Dorr ground ball to shortstop right at Sharp. Long throw in time to get the out. So Danny Lee will be the hitter. 2 out, bases empty. The good news, if you're Erica Hogue, it's sharp contact, but it's on the ground here in the early going for the most part.
And particularly that left side of her defense between Sharp and Murphy, they handle the ball so well over there. It's almost a guaranteed out when it gets hit on the ground to them.
Here's Lee, who made a good defensive play in the 1st inning, but she's out there for her offense. In the words of her head coach, a natural hitter, and the numbers this season back it up. At 362 as a rookie. And 1 ball, 1 strike count.
A lot of talented freshmen in the conference this season between Lee and Macy Strickland, also having a really nice year playing 3rd base for Liberty. They've got a couple of standouts.
2-1 here to Lee. Was an all-rookie team selection. Top 15 in the conference in batting average. And her pop only going to develop as she can hit it hard to all fields. Here hits it to 3rd. Murphy down to a knee to get it and gets it across for a 1-2-3 inning. So ground ball's the best friend of Erica Hogue right now. That and her defense, who are all smiles in this scoreless tie. Of this Liberty program, her team locked in a scoreless tie with WKU, and what a career it has been for Dot Richardson. Obviously, her exploits as a player, oh so impressive, but you could also say her job as a coach has been just as good. She took over a Liberty program that was one of the worst in the country. She took them to a super regional last year.
Dr. Dot, as they call her, she knows her way around a softball field, and she does such a good job of identifying players that are a fit for her program, and then once she gets them, motivating them to get better and improve and develop and trust the process, and the results are speaking for themselves.
Won a national championship as a player at UCLA, 2 gold medals as a player at Team USA, as Macy Masters watches the count level at 1-1 against Camden Anders. And when you listen to her speak, she can be both motivating and inspirational. You got the motivational side of Dr. Dot last night, didn't you?
She was all juiced up. I was asking her about the performance, and she wanted to make sure we highlighted all the players that had good games. And so that's the type of coach that you want, somebody that makes sure that everybody gets their shine and everybody gets acknowledged, and she really stands behind her players.
Masters laying off another close one and up to the count at 3-1. Macy Masters, power threat for this WKU offense. The transfer out of Virginia Tech in her second season with the Hilltoppers. Got the hitter's count and takes the strike. Good pitch from Anders. Fifth in the conference in homers. Top 10 also in slugging and in OPS. And a swing and a miss. Chased up the ladders. Anders found a little something extra.
Big pitch from Camden Anders. Obviously, the pitch before was a little bit sweeter, center cut for that 3 to get to the 3-2, and then she decided to go up and elevate out of the zone, chasing Masters for the K.
You could tell she was a little frustrated. She did not pull the trigger on that 3-1 pitch. And then went chasing now. Kendall White taking off speed as Anders not at all afraid to throw that changeup early in the count. White, productive year, double-digit homers, and can get on base at a good clip. High and tight as it's 1-1.
We're seeing Anders sort of shift her approach just a little bit, going with that off speed a little bit more frequently. Obviously, she's still trying to figure out how to make her movement pitches do what the umpire is looking for them to do, and so now she's just attacking the hitters with her best stuff, and that's what's getting her success right now.
And her best stuff is pretty good stuff. Her elite level of ability got her noticed across the country coming out of high school. She was the top 80 recruit in the nation and started at Georgia Tech as it's 2-2. We mentioned last night she threw 3 no-hitters her senior year alone, 6 in her career. As this lifted in the air, center field, coming forward, and camping underneath Paige Dorr to make the catch, 2 away. And to be honest, last night it looked for a little while like she might have no stuff going. She was in total control.
Anders, yeah, she was in control from start to finish. Like in that game last night, she was able to attack the La Tech hitters in multiple parts of the zone, and with the changeup, she's using it a little bit more in this game, I think, than she did yesterday. But knowing that she can call that pitch up on a dime and throw it where she needs to is a huge advantage.
They cut there from Katie Murphy. She's behind the count, 0-1. Murphy, third baseman, righty hitter. Work in progress offensively, but a big jump from where she was a season ago, improved her average by better than 100 points. WKU just 1 base runner so far. It was a 2-out walk in the first inning drawn by Annie White. And a liner towards second on a hop. Good glove from Ella Fox. A 1-2-3 inning for Camden Anders. 2 in the book, all pitching to this point, scoreless.
Sandusky Beach Golf
10th audience. Liberty taking on WKU. Top half of the third inning. We are scoreless. The loser of this game will have to take on Delaware later tonight in an elimination contest. Blue Hens, who were a winner yesterday over New Mexico State, beaten by Jacksonville State earlier this afternoon. And so they are out scouting this one. Some of the players, after the loss earlier today, taking on who their next opponent will be. We'll have to wait and find out, though, as Brooke Roberts leads it off for Liberty and takes outside for Erica Hoke. So far, they're seeing a good pitching matchup from both these teams. Roberts had a hit, was on base 2 times in yesterday's game. Lines one the other way. It slices foul. Dorian, you've been in these tournaments before. You know you're going to have to play multiple games in a day. It's part of the deal. But what do you do when you have that long window in between games? How do you deal with all that time to kill?
I think every player has a little bit of a different setup for what's best for them. Some of the players are probably inside in the training room, getting off their feet. Some of them are out here. They want to get eyes on the opponents, and so it's going to be a little bit of a personal preference, but I liked to be out watching the opponents. I always like to get my eyes on them and see what I could see live if I had the opportunity.
I thought you were going to say you liked, depending on what the weather was, that would be how you would gravitate towards the situation.
Well, I played in the Big Ten. It was always cold. It didn't really matter
what
the weather was.
You got numb to it, huh? Off speed, 3 balls and a strike to Roberts. Would you rather have the long layoff like Delaware will or the shorter layoff like whoever ends up dropping this game?
I think back-to-back is preferable, in my opinion. I think being able to just bounce back right away and have the opportunity to get back on the field, particularly if you're coming off of a loss. I think if you're coming off of a win, take the break, enjoy the rest, get yourself recouped. But if you're coming off of a loss, sometimes it's good to just be able to get right back at it.
That'll be game 4 tonight. We have 2 more still to go as a roller right side on a hop glove by Mock gets the out and 1 away. Elimination games to follow as Louisiana Tech and New Mexico State in game 3 of our second straight quadruple header. What a great setting and what a cool format they've put together here in Conference USA with the 2 elimination games right away to set the tone and the energy for this event. As Savannah Watley, a big cut comes up empty for strike 1.
It is a really unique conference tournament format, and as you see around the country, different conferences do different things. The Ivy League plays a 3-game series for their championship series. Everybody's got a little bit of a different flavor to how their conference tournament plays out. I know the SEC tournament is very long because they have so many teams now, and so it's fun to see how everybody's interpreting, crowning their champion.
Watley bounces one up the middle to her left to glove it. Sharp air mails the throw. And a base runner as Watley reaches on the air. And 1 out runner at first for the Flames.
Dare I say, with her wheels, I think Watley would have been safe regardless of the throw because she got that second bounce, right? And so, like, the first bounce in front of the plate, if it bounces that second time before it gets to the middle, people with good speed have a high percentage chance of being safe on that.
That's a good call. There was an initial bobble from Sharp, too, that didn't give her a chance at that out. Definitely a tough call for the scorer. I might have been a bit premature there. So base runner either way as Watley is aboard, and they will give a hit to Savannah Watley. And 1 ball and no strikes to Ella Fox. And maybe that bobble came because Sharp was trying to attack it to avoid that second hop. Just not much of a chance at it. 2-0 here to Fox, who grounded out the third her first time. The Knoxville, Tennessee native transferred from North Carolina. What a pair of state championships in that state. 2-time All-State selection. As she fouls it back. Had come in struggling a little bit. They wanted to get her going, and she did a good job last night. Both her and Savannah Jessie. That were the 2 real big priorities for the Liberty coaching staff. Find them some confidence early, and they were able to accomplish exactly that.
Yeah, Fox setting the table and Savannah Jessie being able to capitalize in some big moments. Last night, you could see her body language really just exuding confidence in each of her plate appearances. And so they're going to hope that she can roll that into today.
Late on that cut as Kendall White went to give a look down the corner and left. So 2-2 here to Fox. McManus waits on deck for Liberty. We're in the third. Both of the hits in the game belong to the Flames. And Hulk having a hard time getting comfortable out there in the circle. That's the third or fourth time now we have seen her call time and step off. As that's fouled back, we already saw them have to go to the watch and make an adjustment on the communication device. Not sure if that continues to be a problem or what's going on. Taking a long peer at the device here. And a ground ball to shortstop. Sharp will get another try. Gets the out at second. Late to first. But they'll take the fielder's choice. So Watley switches spots with Fox, who reaches on the 6-4. And now it's Bryn McManus.
It's a big out there because Bryn McManus also firing on all cylinders offensively, coming up with a runner in scoring position is not ideal for WKU's defense, and so they're able to keep the runner out of scoring position on that 6-4.
Singled her first time, hot shot up the middle, and looks for the strike to begin this AB. Oregon product, Bryn McManus. One ball and one strike. Funny thing about Holt, one of the things the coaches really like is about how she attacks in the circle. She's very precise. Hits her spots with consistency and goes about her business in a very professional manner. 2 balls and a strike. Little indecision here in the early going. Hasn't hurt her to this point. Relatively unscathed to this point, but just looks a little bit different than what we saw through the regular season.
I wonder if the indecision is coming from her or coming from the dugout, right? Is she waiting for the pitch call because they're trying to figure out how they're going to attack this Liberty lineup, or is it she's waiting for them to shuffle through so she can pick which pitch she wants to throw in that moment? I don't know exactly how their pitch calling, situation is set up, but there are multiple options of what could kind of be happening there.
A lot of players, they take that long walk to buy a little extra time. She just stands there on the rubber as she misses outside. So that kind of heightens the appearance of how long it takes, too. And there are 2 on with 2 down here in this third inning.
Yeah, and with the rules of softball continuously being updated, that time between pitches, there is an umpire tasked with keeping track of that. And so if she were over that time limit, they would certainly be calling for that. But it seems like she's probably riding it right up to the limit.
Savannah Jassy coming up and looking at a strike. And it was fielder's choice her first time. Did not get cheated on any of her swings last night. Not just the 5 RBIs, but the ability to hit it to all parks. And don't think everybody in the field didn't take note of Savannah Jassy finding that opposite field power again. As she looks at a pitch just outside for ball 1.
Yeah, if you're a Liberty fan, seeing Savannah Jassy have a 5 RBI night is very encouraging as you go through the stretch of the rest of this tournament, because she is a major power cell in this lineup.
Strike 2 to Jassy. Wind, which was not a factor in our first game, starting to pick up a little bit and starting to swirl, as is usually the case at the Delaware Diamond. As I started to talk about it, was blowing out, and then instantly it changed to blowing in. As looking for the outside corner, unable to find it home. Boy, every pitcher so far today has been hoping to expand that outside edge, and the umpires have not been biting on it.
Kudos to the umpiring crew for holding firm on a consistent strike zone. It may not please everybody, but at least they know where they're working.
The 2-2 lined up the middle into center for a base hit. Playing under the hop is Blanton, being waved around Fox. She scores another RBI for Savannah Jassy, and Liberty's on the board first.
As we mentioned, good sign for Liberty and Liberty fans when Savannah Jesse is clicking at the plate, and she delivers with another RBI here.
Now batting, designated player, Alexia Carrasquillo.
So Jesse has 6 runs driven in over the course of this tournament, and now Carrasquillo will come plateward for WKU. Inning-ending fielder's choice her first time, and a chance to build on the lead here. One and 0 to Carrasquillo. Oh, pitching from behind the count more than she would have liked. She played 4 varsity sports in 4 years of high school, did Erica Hogue. Cross country, basketball, track, and of course softball. There were a lot of people that thought her best sport was basketball. She got a lot of college interest in that sport. Scored over 1,500 career points. She was the Iowa State Player of the Year in both 2023 and 2024. As that bounces away from Saturday, and the runners will move up.
1,500 points is very impressive.
It's a lot. She said that basketball not only kept her in shape, but it taught her the importance of keeping her emotions in check. And she will certainly need that right now in a tough spot. 2 out, 2 in scoring position. A run already across. And it's 3 balls and a strike here to Hogue. Give a lot of credit to her high school basketball coach for helping her handle tough spots, adversity, taught her some breathing exercises and some calming mechanisms. And she says she still carries them with her even in college softball. And so a 5-pitch free pass, second walk of the inning. Might need those breathing exercises right now as they're loaded for Macy Strickland.
Yeah, and you know, we don't get the opportunity to talk too much about the mental performance side of things, but that is a growth trajectory that a lot of athletes have to go through once they get to the college game. For Erica Hogue to be able to have had that opportunity to grow those skills in her high school experience, that gave her an advantage, and that's why you see as a sophomore, she's so composed in the circle, and she knows how to attack hitters and stay in control. It's a huge advantage for this WKU team playing behind her.
You know, the interesting thing about Hogue, she has not struggled very often this year, but she did struggle the first game at the Delaware Diamond on this field last weekend against the Blue Hens. She bounced back, though, in that must-win game on Saturday to earn WKU the double bye, but now again having some early struggles as only a run across, but bases loaded, and Strickland, who hit it pretty hard her first time up, coming plateward. So conference comes to a close. Strickland, who stands right on top of that right side of the plate. And that one finds the outside corner for strike 1. Strickland, who got a chance to learn from Liberty's incredible senior class last year when she redshirted. Watches it go outside 1-1. Stayed fully engaged, though, and this year has been a threat. Top 5 in the league in triples. Struggled the first month, but from that point forward, really turned it on for the Flames. Line drive center field, gonna hang up. Blanton is there, and Hogue able to get out of the jam with limited damage. So a good pitch from Hogue, but Savannah Jesse is raking her 6th RBI of the week, and Liberty on the board first, up a run.
Being strong doesn't mean going through it alone.
Mental health matters, just like physical health.
It's okay to feel overwhelmed.
It's okay to ask for help.
Talking to someone can change everything.
Your mind needs care too.
No shame, no stigma, just support.
We're teammates on and off the field.
Your story matters.
You are not alone.
We see you, we support you.
Let's break the silence together.
Mental health is part of the game. Let's continue the conversation.
And we're training some of you to be educators, some to go into business, others into government, some into the ministry of the gospel, others into the sciences, the arts, athletics. We want that when you graduate from Liberty University, that you'll be ready to go on into your vocation for life, trained to be a champion for Christ.
CUSA Insider is the official podcast of Conference USA. Whether you're a die-hard alum, a devoted CUSA fan, or a casual sports enthusiast, this podcast is designed with you in mind. We bring you exclusive interviews with athletes, coaches, and insiders, shedding light on the stories and happenings from around the league. Subscribe to CUSA Insider on Apple, Spotify, or Amazon Music, or watch the show on YouTube. CUSA Insider, the official podcast of Conference USA.
On top of WKU 1-0 CUSA Softball Championship, the Delaware Diamond in Newark, Delaware. I'm Matt Janis with Dorian Shaw, our entire ESPN Plus crew. The Flames taking the lead in the top half of the inning. Savannah Jesse coming through again with another hit. And now it's the Hilltopper offense's turn. 8-9-1 due up. It'll be Kennedy Stinson, Anna Mock, and then Jenna Blanton against Camden Anders, who has to carry a lot of confidence into the circle. Fantastic outing last night, and so far it's picked up right where she left off.
Camden Anders, yes, a really nice performance last night. She's doing well so far in this game. Only one bit of loud contact, a line drive to Danny Lee in left field, but she scattered 2 strikeouts, a couple of other infield outs, outfield outs, but it hasn't looked like WKU has looked very comfortable in the box against her, and that is feeding her confidence for sure.
Well, they'll try to find some comfort as a line drive to shortstop caught by Watley. A couple of strides to her left and able to make the grab for out number 1. Nothing wrong with that contact there if you're WKU, something to be encouraged by, but you'd like to get something out of it. Instead, one away, Anna Mock will be the batter. Mock, another Kentucky transfer on this WKU roster, one of 2 in the starting lineup. Behind the count, 0-1. Good debut season for the Hilltoppers. Start of the year as the everyday DP. She looks at a strike. Then moved to third base in late February. And now is slid over to second base. So a lot of moving parts for her this season. And fouled back out of play to stay alive at 0-2. And that's kind of part of the story for this WKU roster. Their willingness to do whatever the team needs. We were talking to Amy Tudor. She's hard-pressed to find a kid that has had any selfish thoughts all season long. So whatever you need, Coach, whatever helps the team, Coach. And that one fouled straight back.
That's a really special environment to get to operate in, and just understanding that like the sacrifices that you might be making don't go unnoticed or unappreciated. I think that's a really healthy spot for WKU to be.
In search of their first hit here in this CUSA tournament. Little blooper into shallow left, and they were playing her shallow. And Danny Lee able to come on and make another grab as a result. You talk about it all the time, how important positioning is, and they had the scouting report nailed on Mock.
Yeah, earlier when we were showing Coach Dot Richardson, we saw the defensive spray charts in her hand, and you can see how much data they have that goes into the positioning.
She's out. That made contact with her in fair territory. She came forward out of the box and was running on the fair side of the line. So it bounces off of Blanton, who doesn't like it. And she will go back to argue again. The coaching staff trying to calm her down, but you can see it catches her foot when she's on the fair side of the chalk. And the inning comes to a close. WKU lingering to see if they're going to challenge. It looks like they won't. They trail by a run.
All designed to help the world's best athletes become even better.
On the CUSA Championship stage, it's Liberty leading Western Kentucky. WKU 1-0 as we go to the fourth inning. Both of these programs have had success recently on this stage. Liberty has dominated it the last 2 years, but WKU got one in 2021 as well.
Liberty setting the standard recently for what it looks like to have success in Conference USA, but they are not the 1 seed in this tournament, and so they're going to have to upset somebody in order to take the crown.
We were talking to Dot Richardson about how she felt about the big picture of this season as Paige Dorr takes a strike from Erica Hogue. And she said, look, when you line up our talent, we should be better than our record is. We're missing a couple of key pieces. They're not as good defensively as maybe they'd like to be in the outfield, or as experienced, I guess I should say, in the outfield as maybe they'd like to be defensively. They traded looking for some offense, for some defense at those positions, and not as deep maybe in the pitching circle as they have been in seasons past.
I was going to say, it's hard to compare anything to the team that they had last year. The roster was stacked top to bottom. The bullpen was stacked. The defense was loaded. It really was a one of a kind type of team with a lot of talent. When you graduate that much talent, right, you have to figure out how to replace it. And sometimes the replacements haven't quite developed yet because that talent's been playing in the roster for 3 or 4 years.
Door lines one into right field, leadoff single for the Flames. So they're back at it after scoring a run in the third inning and leaving the bases loaded. Right back to a threat as Danny Lee will come plateward. And that was kind of her point. When you lose as much talent as we did, you know there is going to be a little bit of a step backwards that has to happen. Our standard is our standard, and we want to get back to where we were, but it's going to be some time and some growth that has to happen to get there. They felt like they saw the potential in themselves reached at times this year, but they didn't reach it consistently enough. But now, as the slate is wiped clean at the postseason, chance to kind of get there this week. Lee, a big part of that. Her potential, her upside is high, grounded out her first time. A roller back to the circle. Hogue goes to second for one. A double play.
Erica Hogue helping her own cause, turning the double play on that hot shot from Lee back to the circle.
So his basketball reflexes right there. Quick hands. She got that glove up in a hurry, and the only good news about the hard hit ball, when it gets to your glove in a hurry, it makes it a little easier to turn to. Here's Roberts with 2 outs now, the base is empty. If you're WKU, with the way this thing has gone so far, you don't have a hit. Liberty's had a lot of traffic on the base paths. If you get through 3.5, only down a run, I feel like there's a little bit of a moral victory in there that you can point to. As that's lifted, shallow left, White making the call. And the catch, and they've done exactly that. We're halfway done. Liberty leads, but WKU hanging tough. Down just a single score thanks to the flash of the leather and the double play, a pitcher's best friend. Coast State players waiting in the wings. This is game 2 of our quadruple header in this Conference USA Softball Championship. Up next, it'll be the Aggies taking on Louisiana Tech in a win or go home game. Still 2 more to follow after we are through. Those fans who've been here all day long waiting anxiously, but we've got a good one brewing right now. The debut this week for second-seeded WKU with Morgan Sharp up and ahead of the count 1-0. And now a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike to Sharp. But winner of this one moves on. Tomorrow will face top seed Jacksonville State for a chance to reach the championship game.
Yeah, and if WKU is going to get themselves into this thing offensively, not that anybody asked me, but I feel like they need to be a little bit more aggressive on some of these early pitches that Camden Anders is delivering. She's getting ahead and working ahead, and then she's able to kind of throw borderline pitches, outside pitches to get some weak contact, and WKU needs to string some things together to build a little bit of offensive confidence.
That's in the air, left field into foul ground, and Lee able to fight through the wind to make the catch. And that's out number 1.
But WKU is in a really good spot in their lineup with the middle of their lineup coming up 3, 4, and 5 here. And so if they're going to gain any momentum, it's probably going to involve these next couple of hitters.
We talked in the open how dangerous White can be. Change up upstairs from Anders. Was an all-rookie team selection in 2024. Second team all-conference selection that year as well. Her numbers weren't bad last year, but they dipped a little. But that just kind of revved her engine in the offseason, went back to work. And what a season she was able to put together. Top 10 across the board. Strike 2, a delayed strike call. Anders got a double clutch there, making sure that one was in the zone, even though it looked right down the middle. Foul and out of play.
The pitch prior to that Annie White took, those are the types of pitches that WKU needs to be looking to capitalize on, ones that are left a little bit more full ball on the plate, and they're kind of getting intermixed. And so that's the, when a pitcher is having a good pitching performance, that's the point, right, is to really be ready for any opportunity, any mistake, any time that they leave the full ball on the plate, because you're not going to get very many of them. And so you need to be ready at a moment's notice.
Really waited on that one, still was out in front, but was able to square it up and stays alive at a ball and 2 strikes. Tomahawk to third, wide of the bag, and the battle will continue. Well, one of the trademarks of really the entire field, but especially both of these teams, is battling ABs. And that has been something that, as good as the pitching is in this league, they are the best teams in this conference. You just can't strike them out. They will their way to extend at-bats. As this one popped foul on cue again and out of play.
Well, and by and large, the teams with the best bullpens have the best offenses, and some of it is an iron sharpens iron process, right? They are hitting against their own pitchers in practice and in live and in scrimmages all year long to prepare them for other pitchers on other teams that have high execution. And so it's just this back and forth process of fine-tuning their offensive skills off of their own pitchers.
And safe at first base on the hustle there, as able to leg it out, Annie White.
Annie White with the leaping stretch at the end there does her good, able to leg out the infield single.
The 1-out base runner and the first hit of the game for WKU. And it looks like we might get a runner here for the Hilltoppers. Macy Greger to run for WKU.
Pitch running at first base for WKU, number 5, Macy Greger.
And a conference here for Liberty as the importance starts to ratchet up. You can see the conversations start to intensify and number in frequency, making sure you leave no little thing left unsaid and everybody's on the same page. One mistake can prove oh so costly.
Well, that's such a huge advantage to stay in the winner's bracket in this tournament, particularly when you're looking ahead to the NCAA tournament, trying to keep limited pitches on your arms, limited time for the catchers and the squat and things like that. And so if you can stay in the winner's bracket, all these teams are going to make sure they can do whatever it takes to minimize the number of games that they have to play this week.
Wow, so after the conference there, because of the pinch runner, they got a free conference, and now the Liberty staff will come out for a conversation as well. So taking it to the absolute max in terms of these conversations. You've been in dugouts before when you're trying to figure out when is the time to go out and have the talk. What's that conversation like amongst coaches?
Sometimes it's just feel, it's the moment is right. Other times they may be changing their strategy. Hey, we want to do something a little bit differently, or they put a runner in. Okay, now that might change that. If the runner has, high stolen bases, maybe we're going to go for a pitch out early. We want to talk that through. So it could be a lot of different situational things, and coaches don't purposefully like to slow the game down, but sometimes you need that moment to just collect your defense and get your thoughts together.
As a first baseman, you'd always come in and join the conference. What's the best thing you ever heard a coach say?
If you're not going to move your feet, I'll put a potted plant at third base.
Oh, that's good. So here comes Satterley taking low and outside ball 1. Well, that'll make everybody laugh inside the circle.
Yeah, there's some good one-liners that come out of playing for Hall of Fame coaches.
2 balls, no strikes here to Satterley, and it's probably the biggest spot of her young career. The freshman who earned her way into the lineup second half of the season and really performed down the stretch, hitting better than 300. And laying off those pitches, top portion of the zone, and ahead of the count 3-0.
And for what it's worth, Lauren Satterley, she's come in and done a really nice job offensively as of late, but she's also done a really nice job behind the plate, controlling the run game, blocking balls down in the dirt, giving her pitchers confidence, and that's what you want to see out of your catcher.
Looks like she might have had a green light there. She moved the shoulders 3-0, took the pitch, it's 3-1. Greger, the pinch runner at first base. 1 out, WKU down a run. We're the bottom half of the 4th inning, and a big cut comes up empty for Satterley.
That 3-1 count, sometimes those cuts feel like freebies. You're playing with house money, right? You're up in the count. You're probably going to get a really nice pitch to hit, and so you can kind of take a little bit of a bigger swing.
Grounder to third, backhanded there by Strickland. Goes to second for 1, and that's all they'll get. It's funny because you work so hard to get the 3-1 count, and that's a whole part of offense. But then when you don't take advantage of the 3-1 pitch, sometimes it can be almost detrimental because it messes with your head. I don't know how you guys deal with all the moving parts that you have to. Don Richardson out having a conversation with our umpire here.
I think she might be asking about that slide. There was a little bit of a collision at second base. Ella Fox got her legs taken out from underneath her, and I think she's just keeping an eye on.
The 4th frame has been the inning of conversation. A runner at first, and 2 down now. 1-0 still the lead for Liberty. And Macy Masters will be the batter. Off speed for a strike, 0-1. Masters had 3 homers in a game against UTEP. Exhaust speed for strike 2. When she hits them in bunches. She gets locked in and finds those zones. So she wouldn't mind finding one of those zones this week. The 0-2. Out back.
Nice healthy cut on the 0-2 pitch there from Anders.
Well, in our first game between Delaware and Jacksonville State, we saw Josie Crossman, the Delaware starter, get ahead of a lot of hitters, 0-2-1-2, struggle to finish them off. See if Anders can get Masters here. And missing outside. Remember, that cost the Blue Hens dearly. They were down a run in the first inning, and 2 outs, runner at first base, got ahead of 3 straight hitters, either 0-2 or 1-2. Couldn't get any of them, and they all came in to score. As it's 2-2 to Masters. Hilltoppers wouldn't mind history repeating itself right here with a runner at first and 2 away. Start of the hands, but laid off, and the count is full, and another conversation.
Just want to make sure we really get it right. It's a big moment, big bat in the box. Want to make sure that they're attacking with Camden Anders' best stuff and her best mindset.
Anders, who it's a quick turnaround. I mean, she just pitched last night, and that is something to keep in mind. Only had to work 5 innings to get the complete game, but didn't get out of here till after 10 o'clock, and right back on the field. This one started just after 3 Eastern time. I mean, she's done it before, but that's not exactly full rest for the lefty. A head start will come from Saturday at first base. And a ground ball hit softly foul.
Nice job by Masters to waste that pitch, especially after the long wait. Sometimes it's almost like icing the kicker, right? You're waiting. You're trying to stay in rhythm with the pitcher, and they're trying to throw off the rhythm defensively, and so she did a good job battling there.
Line drive into left field, Lee going back over her head. It bounces over the fence, a ground rule double.
That's a tough break for WKU. The ground rule double means that Satterley, who was on first base, is only going to be able to advance to third base, even though had it stayed in the park, she would have scored easily.
Yeah, that's one of those ones when it bounces over, there's no discretion there for the umpires. That's 2 base allotment, I believe. They'll go double check the ground rules as the umpires will confer. Sometimes when you have a ground rule affected double where it gets stuck in the padding or something, you get a little bit of leeway. But on the straight bounce over the fence, it'll be 2 bases. Lee, that's a tough ball. Didn't have a lot of time and had to go back at an angle when she started a little too shallow, too hard to recover.
And that's one of those nuances of transitioning to the outfield, is being able to change direction and keep track of the ball. And it's a tough task when you're trying to change in space and keep track of a flying object, right? It's not natural to most defenders unless you've done it time and time again.
Well, what an opportunity here for Kendall White, who flied out to her center fielder first time up. Left fielder stands in right side and takes a strike, 0-1. White, who had 15 multi-hit games this season, has moved all over the order. Spent a long time in the leadoff slot, and now sliding to the 6 hole and trying to make the coach's decision pay off with a clutch hit, but buried 0-2. Well, as we mentioned a moment ago, you got to get that final strike on this big stage. Anders got ahead of Masters, who worked it full and roped the double. Now can White provide a little 2-out, 2-strike magic? No, as she swings and misses. Anders gets the strikeout and strands a pair. 3.5 done, and it's 1-0 Liberty.
it comes to the health of you and your family, you want to trust in having the best partner for your well-being. Ranked a top hospital in the region, that's exactly what you'll find at ChristianaCare. Because you deserve excellence from your physician, specialists, nurses, and staff, with safe and convenient ways to get the care you need. And at ChristianaCare, we add in something special: love. It's at the heart of everything we do, and we do it all for the love of health. Your health.
Hey, grab me one too.
We go to the 5th inning. Liberty holding a 1-0 lead over Kentucky. One run has been the magic number for the Flames this season. They have been very good in close contests this year. 6 of their 7 one-run decisions ending in victories, and you'll forgive them for the only loss. Pretty good opponent in 12th-ranked Virginia.
Definitely, and that's the hallmark of a seasoned team. And although they are still forming, right, as a program this year with a little bit of a rebuild, many of these players were on the team last year that had the opportunity to show up in some big moments, and so they know what it feels like to be in pressure games and to potentially have opportunities in pressure games. And so those one-run games, those close games, don't seem to phase them.
Certainly got a taste of it last year, but in very different roles, as you mentioned, this season. Getting the lion's share of the attention as Watley fouls one back. Erica Hogue still in the circle for WKU. And if you're the Hilltoppers, you got to be frustrated as the way that last inning came to a close. If that ball doesn't bounce over the fence, this is a tie game. But you get to this stage, inches can be oh so decisive. A big hop off the turf. Turn that double into a ground rule double as the off speed comes in for strike 2.
Yeah, but that's, signs of life, right? Obviously from WKU's offense. We hadn't seen them get to Camden Anders. Annie White legs out a hard run infield single, and then Macy Masters able to come up behind her with the double. And so they're starting to show a little bit of momentum and being able to string things together. And so it's going to be for Erica Hogue here to keep it really tight, go back in and try again on offense.
Ground ball up the middle. Nice play to her left. Sharp can't get the out. Watley legging out an infield single and a leadoff base runner for Liberty.
Savannah Watley giving Sharp everything that she can handle over there at shortstop. She had the double bouncer earlier, and then this one up the middle, just doing a really nice job of placing them in difficult spots for Morgan Sharp to make plays.
Sharp showing her range, and it's come oh so close to making them all. And now back to the top, and Ella Fox, she looks at a strike, 0-1. Catches the corner, 0-2. So Hogue, who had been just a tad off with her control command in the early going, starting to hit her spots a little bit more here of late. Got a little greedy that time, seeing if you could get a chase, didn't.
Yeah, settling in here, working the zone, learning the hitters, and just getting a little bit more comfortable.
So hard if you're the Hilltoppers having to wait the last team to get a chance on the field. You know that they were amped and ready to go. It's kind of funny because oftentimes you think it's an advantage not having to take extra travel between your regular season finale and then the beginning of the postseason, as this is grounded back to the pitcher to second for one. Too fast is Fox. They can't turn 2. but they do get the fielder's choice and the out.
Hogue's been helping her cause all day with the ground balls back to the circle.
But because because WK was the last team to take the field this week, it might have not minded the travel to burn a little bit more time just to get out of the hotel and have something else to do. McManus comes up, has been on base both times she's come up, and looks at a strike. 0-1. Single came in the first, walk came in the third. She was stranded at third base. That seemed to be the turning point for Hogue when she got out of that bases-loaded jam, although a liner here is going to get down for a hit. Stopping at second base is Fox, 2 on with only 1 out for Liberty.
McManus having another nice game. Hasn't been retired yet today.
And here comes the most dangerous hitter this week for Liberty, Savannah Jesse. Six runs driven in the 2 games, including the RBI single in the third. The only run so far in this one. Fox with good speed at second base. McManus can run over at first. And that's in for a strike, 1-1. Jesse, another Tennessee native. Teammates, coaches, all call her Jesser. A nurturing leader, according to her head coach, Dot Richardson. Teammates all feel like they can come to her with their problems, and she'll lend a sympathetic ear. And the conversations will continue here Saturday, out for a quick word with Hogue.
When I had the opportunity to talk to Coach Dot Richardson following the game yesterday, I asked her, tell me a little bit about Savannah Jesse and how she got going in this game today. And she said she's been looking so good. She's been so focused and locked in during practice. The way she's been swinging in the cages, I'm not surprised she had a great game tonight. And so Savannah Jesse obviously doing what it takes in practice and in pregame preparation to stay locked in today.
Yeah, that was kind of the ironic part about her struggles down the stretch, because she had been so consistent and put in all of that work that you alluded to, that it was jarring to see her not succeed. They just got used to it. And she popped this one up, a long chase for Sharp. Can't quite get there. It's a fair ball, and everybody moves up a base.
Maybe not the single that Savannah Jesse had in mind, but sometimes this is where the game pays you back, right? She put in the work, she didn't get the results. She put in the work, she didn't get the results. She puts in the work, and sometimes you get some lucky balls that fall because it's just your time.
So Carrasquillo comes up in a huge spot. Chance to blow this game open. 1-0 the lead, but sacked full, only 1 out. And a liner up the middle, down for a hit. Runners had to hesitate, so they'll go station to station, but Fox scores, and it's 2-0 Liberty.
A little bit of a jam shot. Hogue got in on the hands of Carrasquillo, but strong enough to just dump it right over the infield.
The irony here for Erica Hogue, this has not been the hardest contact against her this inning. Liberty just finding open spots. Looks like we'll get a runner here as Jesse will come out. As you see the running on the bases, station to station, might take a chance with only 1 out in the inning. Aubrey Norris will pinch run. Second time this weekend we've seen her come in this role. Strickland has hit it hard twice. And behind the count, 0-1. So got out of a similar spot in the third with limited damage. Really needs history to repeat itself here for the Hilltoppers. Try to stay in this game and avoid a date with Delaware later today. As it's in for a strike, 0-2. Out off, staying alive.
Big spot here for Macy Strickland, as you mentioned. Redshirted last year, got to learn from that really successful senior class that graduated, and a big spot for her to kind of start building her legacy as a Liberty Flame.
WKU wanted that pitch, just didn't quite get it. Strickland, a terrific athlete, not just softball. She was also a fantastic flag football player in high school. As she hits this one up the middle into center field for another hit. One run will score as they go station to station again. And another RBI single, this time Macy Strickland.
Liberty just continuing to find ways to capitalize. Not necessarily full barrel contact, but they're doing a good job of finding spots where there are no defenders. Up the middle, down the lines, and just dumping in hit after hit to keep this inning going.
And Liberty staying patient on the base paths as well. As Norris, the pinch runner, going to third.
Pitch running at second base for Liberty, number 25, Felicity Fonseca.
Felicity Fonseca will run at second base. And interesting the way that Liberty does it. They wait till the runner gets into scoring position to move the pinch runner in. And it looks like we are going to get a pitching change here for WKU. So Erica Hogue battled, didn't quite have her best stuff, but kept her team into the game. But they trail by 3, bases loaded. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when we come back in the top half of the 5th inning. For the top half of the 5th inning is Liberty leading Western Kentucky 3-0. 2 of the runs coming in this inning for the Flames. Opportunistic offense against Erica Hogue. So they call on the bullpen. Rylan Smith comes into the contest. Smith, the Nolensville, Tennessee native, has a no-hitter this season. Usual member of the starting rotation, but has come into the game out of the pen, as you will hear. But probably one of the biggest spots she's been inserted to all season. CUSA Championship, bases loaded, trying to keep her team within striking distance as Paige Dorr takes strike 1 from her.
So nice to have multiple reliable arms, and Rylan Smith does a nice job on her own starting games, but in this instance, getting the call to come out of the bullpen and sort of change the momentum, kind of work a little bit of a different look. She's got that backdoor curve. She's got an off speed that she likes to use, and so we'll see how she can kind of stifle these Liberty bats.
She comes out firing ahead of Dorr, 0-2. and gets the strikeout. What a job by Ryland Smith, out number 2, and suddenly WKU can see their way out of further trouble. When you're a reliever, you talk about exit paths and searching for them, and she just opened herself up with that pitch up the ladder. Here's Danny Lee, 8th batter of the inning, and it's 0-1.
And Ryland Smith is doing exactly what a relief pitcher is supposed to do. She's coming in, she's pounding the zone, she's bringing energy to the defense, and that's absolutely what you want to sort of try to start shifting momentum.
Way outside, great catch by Satterley, out of the crouch across her body. Won't show up on the scorecard, but at least for now, saved a run for the freshman. Two balls and a strike to Danny Lee. Hit it hard last time, but into a double play right back to the pitcher. And grounded out to third her first time up. Two and two to Lee. Still 3 more trips to the plate coming for WKU, so a 3-run deficit manageable. If it swells much larger, it becomes that much tougher. And it won't here. Smith comes in and shuts the door, back-to-back strikeouts, and leaves them loaded. So a nice job by Ryland Smith, but not before Liberty comes through. Back-to-back RBI hits from Carasico and Strickland, and the Flames have a 3-run cushion going bottom 5. Inning, Liberty leading WKU 3-0. Youngsters enjoying themselves on a beautiful day. Day number 2 of this tournament. Yesterday, action-packed. We started with 2 elimination games right off the top. A pitcher's duel. New Mexico State got 3 solo homers, beat Sam Houston 3-0. And then it was an extra innings affair as La Tech able to get the victory. Ali Furr's RBI single beating FIU. And then what a thriller in Game 3. New Mexico State storming back to tie the game at 7. And then Delaware, the immediate response before Liberty thumped La Tech in the nightcap. Earlier today, Jacksonville State, an emphatic statement to start their tournament as they beat host Delaware. And we'll await the winner of this one tomorrow as Katie Murphy lifts it in the air to left field. Danny Lee able to chase back after it and make the catch for out number 1.
really exciting day one of softball. We saw a little bit of everything, as you mentioned. Loads of home runs, some really awesome defensive plays, diving catches all over the place, particularly by the middle infielders. Good base running, some short game and slap game, great pitching. The day had everything.
Here's Kennedy Stinson, tries to turn on it but gets underneath of it. Been a busy day for Lee, who makes another grab in left.
Well, it does appear that WKU is taking my advice and swinging at earlier pitches. They just have to do a better job of squaring them up and getting them out of the air.
Danny Lee now 5 catches in left field, and you can see that contact not anywhere near the barrel for Stinson, and a Mock looking at a strike from Anders, whose only trouble came last inning. An infield single off the bat of Annie White, and then a ground rule double from Macy Masters as she gets Mock to chase up the ladder and buries another hitter 0-2. Liberty talked about the talent on this team. It was an inconsistent season, though, for the Flames. And it's nothing inconsistent about their day today. Another strikeout for Anders, her 4th, and another 1-2-3 inning. We head to the 6th, 3-0, Liberty leading. We go to the 6th inning. It's Liberty leading WKU 3-0. Hilltopper team that put together a fantastic regular season. They won 19 games in conference. They were almost unbeatable at home. In fact, in the league, they were unbeatable at home. A little bit more of a mixed bag on the road. In their defense, Dorian, they played really good teams on the road in conference play. The problem is you can play really good teams this week. They got to figure out a way to win outside of the state of Kentucky, as that fouled back by Brooke Roberts.
Yeah, next time they host a series at home, I might have to travel down there and see what it is about being at home that works so well for them, you know. And obviously everybody likes to sleep in their own bed and have their routine and get their extra swings in on game day and things like that. And so they're going to have to find some on-the-road routines for them if they plan to stay a couple more days here in Delaware.
Amy Tudor had a great line when talking about it. She said, we're going to spend so much time this week in Delaware. We hope we can establish residency, and it'll feel like home. So these games will count in the home column for us as the 0-2 fouled back. It really is a long time. Trying to figure out, I spent a lot of nights in hotels. It's part of this business over the course of my life, but I don't think I've ever spent more than 10 nights in the same hotel before.
Well, and as you mentioned, during the weekend series against Delaware, they're racking up the points, the hotel points.
Yeah, they'll be able to stay at any hotel they want for free. This stay is so long as it's a ball and 2 strikes to Robert. Just missed the outside corner. Good frame try from Satterley. And the thing is, you know, you try to plan all this stuff. Basically, so much of your job as a coach, you want them to be in the right mindset. You want them to be ready physically. But you're also just trying to make hours disappear until you get to the actual game itself. As that's pop foul backing out of play.
Yeah, a huge part of, softball, especially at tournament time, feels like hurry up and wait, right? Hurry up, show up. The game before us goes extra innings. Hurry up, show up. Things are a little bit behind. We're in a rain delay. It's just, and I think, growing up playing the sport, they get used to it. They find ways to kill time. They play hacky sack and other things and do TikToks and, they do all the things that fill the time. And so it ends up being memory making in some of those like gaps of spaces that you have to fill time for.
Yeah, but how about the return of hacky sack? It is back with a vengeance. It seems like every team in the league this year, that's all they do pregame. Another foul out of play. I almost start to think batting practice gets in the way of their hacky sack time. They're enjoying it so much.
And I can't help but wonder if some sort of research paper came out about the mobility benefits or something like that. Maybe they're being forced to play hacky. I don't know, but they are loving it.
I don't know. When I worked in minor league baseball, it got banned because 2 guys ended up on the disabled list, pulling a hamstring, trying to play the game. The 2-2. Now back with a battle here from Roberts. And one silver lining for WKU when you're in that kill time mode and you're waiting. Second game today might not have been the worst thing because, hey, you either win and then you get to celebrate till tomorrow as Roberts lifts this one to shallow right. Stinson on the run. Long charge as she makes the catch. Not sure if the wind knocked that one down or she bit off a little more than she maybe thought she could chew because she almost ended up in the infield to make that catch.
Yeah, and it seems like she called it early because both Blanton in center field and Mock at second base sort of cleared way for her, and she just had to kind of keep trailing behind that ball.
I think she ended up catching that closer to home plate than when the second baseman Mock was when she called her off. Here's Watley, who takes off speed for a strike, 0-1. But imagine if you were WKU and you played that first game and you had lost, and then you had to wait 5 hours. You can either go back to the hotel, which I'm sure they don't want to go back there anymore, as the 0-1 comes inside. Watley having to spin back out of the way. Or you just stay here at the ballpark and let the sun beat down on you for hour upon hour. That's what Delaware has been dealing with. We've seen the Blue Hens all over the place. As it's 2 balls and a strike to Watley. Might be a little bit less comfortable in that batter's box right now.
Yeah, definitely. Rylan Smith trying to work it inside and just struggling a little bit with the control and the break on that pitch, but clearly working a plan here against Watley.
3 balls and a strike. Smith was limited by injuries last season. And during the year, where to her credit, she tried to pitch through pain and just wasn't having a ton of fun playing softball as a result. It was finally the coaching staff that kind of had to shut her down and say, you just can't go. Finds the zone here. But it really is a testament that she was willing to pitch through all that pain for her teammates. Came in, got 2 strikeouts to get out of a bases loaded jam at limit damage. And after getting a fly ball and an extended at-bat to Brooke Roberts, is labored here against Watley. Roller to first, a high hop handled by White, and that's 2 down. So back to the top, Ella Fox. Been a consistent day for Fox. She has gotten on base twice, both on fielder's choices, but she has scored both times. Look at this big hop. White had no problems with as this one popped up. Third base, Murphy into foul ground, reaches out and makes the catch in front of her own dugout to end the inning. Really good job by Katie Murphy, and that is a 1-2-3 inning for Rylan Smith. So WKU hanging tough. The gloves helping out as Murphy knew exactly how much room she has. Her team's still down by 3.
Being strong doesn't mean going through it alone.
Mental health matters, just like physical health.
It's okay to feel overwhelmed.
It's okay to ask for help.
Talking to someone can change everything.
Your mind needs care too.
No shame, no stigma, just support.
We're teammates on and off the field.
Your story matters.
You are not alone.
We see you, we support you.
Let's break the silence together.
Mental health is part of the game. Let's continue the conversation.
And we're training some of you to be educators, some to go into business, others into government, some into the ministry of the gospel, others into the sciences, the arts, athletics. We want that when you graduate from Liberty University, that you'll be ready to go on into your vocation for life, trained to be a champion for Christ.
CUSA Insider is the official podcast of Conference USA. Whether you're a diehard alum, a devoted CUSA fan, or a casual sports enthusiast, this podcast is designed with you in mind. We bring you exclusive interviews with athletes, coaches, and insiders, shedding light on the stories and happenings from around the league. Subscribe to CUSA Insider on Apple, Spotify, or Amazon Music, or watch the show on YouTube. CUSA Insider, the official podcast of Conference USA.
In so far from Camden Anders, keeping them at bay. She went 5 scoreless last night, 5 scoreless so far this afternoon, shutting down a good WKU offense.
Camden Anders is dialed in to start this tournament, 10 Ks in 10 innings over the course of 2 games so far, and she just seems to be in full control in the circle.
Hey, I can do that math. That's a strikeout per inning pitch. Not a bad ratio at all. As Jenna Blanton leads it off, she'll have to handle the top of the order for WKU. If you're going to get a rally going, this is the time to do it here for the Hilltoppers. Blanton, who uses her speed so effectively, good slapper, good bunter, and can power slap too. So the outfield cheating in, she can sneak it into the gap through. As that wide open stance from the left side, which allows her to see until the last instance as she takes a strike 2-1.
Blanton has a lot of tools, and she does a good job switching in between them, trying to fool the defense, trying to trick them into thinking she's bunting or slapping and making it a little bit difficult to figure out where to position your defense against her.
The contact there. You could see it on her face right away. She had stopped the swing, was about to be ahead 3-1, and instead it just barely found the bat. They stay in even with 2 strikes, and she fouls it away. Power slappers have to be the scariest to handle for corner infielders because you have to play shallow, and yet they can hit it and get it on you in the blink of an eye. There's a full count now to Blanton.
It's definitely a tall task for the corners, but also for the middles, right? Trying to figure out what depth to play at. You play too deep, they'll soft slap on you. You play too tight, they'll rip it past you. It's tough. It's a tough combination.
It's going to be a tough play, but it hung up just enough. Little helium in there, and the speed of Paige Dorr does the rest. As one away here, the home half of the 6th inning. Well, Dorr's got a little Kelly leak in her this year. If you remember from the Bad News Bears, playing alongside 2 very inexperienced outfielders. So it's basically, this is true for every center fielder, but it's especially true this year for Dorr. If you can go get it, you chase it down. Everything's your ball. This one will be hers as well as she circles forward to make the catch. And Sharp retired on 1 pitch, quickly 2 down.
Yeah, a little bit of a living by the mantra. Everything is yours until it's not, right? And she's doing a nice job handling fly balls out in center field right now.
And Anders, a couple quick outs here down the stretch as WKU trying to get aggressive like you suggested. Well, the defense up to it for Liberty. Andy White now the batter. And Anders continues to deal another strike one. White has had the best day of any Hilltopper with the single and the walk. But buried here, nothing in two. Chasers low and away, and Anders gets herself her 5th strikeout. And it continues for Camden Anders. 3-run cushion as she's got him chasing all day long. The Hilltopper offense had to wait last team to get to take the field in this Conference USA Softball Championship here at the Delaware Diamond in Newark. And they have run into a buzzsaw. Camden Anders holding them to just 2 hits so far. Trying to build on a 3-0 lead. Here is Liberty. Here's Britton McManus. Fouls the first pitch off. Winner of this one goes on to the winner's side of the bracket tomorrow. Will take on Jacksonville State for a trip to the championship game on Saturday. Loser has work in front of them later today. A showdown with Delaware to extend their season as this line the other way, slicing foul off the bat of McManus. The silver lining today for WKU has been Rylan Smith. And she has come on and done a really good job for the Hilltoppers. Got out of a bases loaded jam and then worked a 1-2-3, 6th inning. Got 2 straight strikeouts to leave the bases loaded, and then 3 pieces of soft contact in the 6th inning. A ball and 2 strikes here to McManus, who's been such a tough out today. 2 singles and a walk, plus a run scored.
McManus so far off to such a good start in this tournament. Had a nice game yesterday. Another strong performance in the box today.
Lines it the other way again, and holding her ground, Stinson to make the catch for out number 1. Those line drives, not the best friend of outfielders. So hard to judge, especially in right field right now as that sun starts to drop. You can see the sunglasses. That's where it's a factor at this Delaware Diamond.
Yeah, and the toughest part is determining whether it is spinning with backspin or if it's spinning with topspin, because that's going to determine if it's going to take off on you or if it's going to sink in front of you, and that makes for a tall task for an outfielder.
What's the coaching point there? Hold your ground until you can figure it out?
Yes, as long as you can. Hopefully you get good reads, right? And honestly, eventually the more seasoned an outfielder gets, the better they are at being able to see from the swing what that contact might look like so that they don't have to wait all the way until it gets out into the outfield, but definitely don't want to jump too soon and commit too early.
Communication devices continue to give WKU some problems, so Smith switches with third baseman Katie Murphy. That's in for a strike. How do those communication devices work for somebody that's never seen them before?
The screen literally will just have the word of the pitch. So it'll say curve, or it'll say, they can program it to say kind of what they want. So I know, some teams use a number location system to say we want the curve outside at this height. So it might have like 3-4-4 or something like that. And the pitcher and the defense know how to interpret that. And then others will be a little bit more simple with just intentional walk or, something like that, pitch out.
Ground ball up the middle past the dive of Mock. Kind of a sinking line drive that gets by her. And it is a 1-out single as Savannah Jesse just keeps on hitting. Wonder if somebody's ever programmed into that thing, throw a strike.
I'm sure there is some version of that language in there.
Maybe not as PG as Carrasico takes up and away. Ball one. RBI single her last time up. So Jesse, first base runner of the day since Smith has come on. Third hit of the day. Pretty much a lock for all tournament team at this point. Savannah Jesse with those 6 RBIs as it's 2-0 to Carrasico. Three balls, no strikes to the designated player.
We've certainly seen some really nice individual performances so far in the tournament, a couple of multi-home run games from a couple of hitters, and Savannah Jesse definitely making her case, and you can see why she's a leader on this Liberty team.
How about that? It had only happened 5 times in the history of this event, multi-home run games, and then we saw it happen twice yesterday. Out away, and it's 3-2. And we will see both players that hit those multiple home runs later tonight. Kendall Lunar for New Mexico State did it twice to beat Sam Houston. And then Maddie Diamond for Delaware twice to beat New Mexico State. Payoff coming. Swing and a miss, and a strikeout. Number 3 for Smith.
Rylan Smith is pretty juiced. She's doing a nice job of finishing batters with strong pitches and bringing a little bit of life to this WKU defense, which they're going to need. If they don't come out of this game with the victory in the bottom of the 7th, they're going to roll into a later game where they're going to want to have some of that momentum.
Strickland pops it into shallow center. Blanton makes the catch, and the inning comes to a close. But last call for WKU. They need 3 runs to extend it as we head bottom 7. Top of the 7th inning, Western Kentucky WKU trailing Liberty 3-0. 3 outs left to get a victory for the Flames. Meanwhile, you saw New Mexico State, and now the Louisiana Tech players begin to get ready. They will take the stage next, and what you know, hacky sack, part of the preparation. That's just the way it works now. As a first pitch swing, Lawrence Satterley rolls it back to the mound, and Camden Anders gets the out at first, and now WKU only 2 outs left to work with.
Yeah, it's really starting to look like, here's the warm-up. Step 1, play hacky sack. Step 2, do whatever else the coaches tell you to do.
Step 3, figure out if we have more time to play more hacky sack. As one down, Satterley tried a swinging bunt, and Anders, no panic whatsoever. Here's Masters, hardest hit ball today by far. Ground rule double off of Anders in the 4th. That was the Hilltoppers' best chance at a run. It would have scored a run if that ball didn't bounce over the fence, but then they could not come through with the clutch 2-out hit afterwards. Stranding a pair in scoring position.
It's tough to feel like, man, what if, right? The woulda, coulda, shoulda, but WKU is going to need more than 2 hits, right, to be successful against this type of pitching and offenses in the conference that are really strong. And so obviously with Masters here, they're going to look to get something going late and make a late push, but it never really comes down to just the one play, right? Sometimes it feels like it, but it never really does.
Well, especially after Liberty was able to push across a couple more the very next half inning. That certainly made that feel rather moot. But it was an unfortunate break. And when you're looking for any type of momentum, to actually have some taken away does not help, as it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Masters. But they'll have a couple hours to regroup if they can't change this here before they get 2 outs. And it'll be a good game. We watched that WKU Delaware series. That was good softball last weekend at this very stadium.
Feels like all the games that we have been seeing, we just keep repeating ourselves. Good matchup, evenly matched, similar teams, similar stats. It just feels like the parity in the conference is really on display, and that's why there was such a logjam in multiple positions in the top 8 for multiple weeks of the season. It just, teams were playing so competitively against each other day in and day out.
We maybe need to find some new synonyms, but in our defense, 13 hours a day consecutive of talking, those same words might come out every once in a while as Masters lays off and the count goes full. But you're right, this is a league that a lot of parity at the top. Jacksonville State clearly separated themselves down the stretch as the best team, but then there was a jumbled mess, really 2 through 6 in the standings most of the way as Masters continues to battle.
Okay, I've got a couple. Comparable, equitable. We're going to come up with, I'm going to pull out the thesaurus.
I just can't sit next to these Michigan graduates, and now you're intimidating me with your vocabulary. It's like I'm sitting next to AI. Ball 4. Good job by Masters as she works the walk, and a base runner here for WKU. Perhaps can spark something.
Nice at bat from Macy Masters. Fouled off a couple pitches and did a good job staying true to the zone. And obviously WKU going to look to score that base runner here, but she's having a good day at the plate, and that's a good sign for WKU.
So we'll get a runner here for the Hilltoppers. Lauren Camposano to run for WKU. Still need one more to bring the tying run to the plate, but only 1 out. Kendall White has been a consistent threat wherever they've put her in the lineup this year for Amy Tudor's offense. White takes a strike. She got her chance in the leadoff slot last year after the injury to Jenna Blanton. They moved Blanton back to the leadoff slot at the beginning of this year and then decided, you know what? Kendall White's skill set fits better there. And she resided there most of the season. But here down the stretch, they've mixed it up again. White is batted 5th and 6th down the stretch. Settles in the 6th hole, and wouldn't you know, comes up at a big spot right now. And
in that 6th hole, it feels a little bit like Kendall White as a second leadoff, right? And I mean, it's hard to replace Jenna Blanton's speed with 20 stolen bases at the top of the order, but when Kendall White comes up, it's almost like a reset. She's got 14 stolen bases of her own, a little bit more speed there too, so she can kind of reignite that offense from the middle of the lineup.
It's such a good presence to have out there, and speaks to the depth of this WKU offense. Hasn't been on display today, but that's a credit to Camden Anders, who's trying to get through a second straight complete game and gets a pop-up here. Playable left side as Strickland puts it away, and Liberty is an out away from a victory. So Katie Murphy will come plateward for WKU, trying to extend this contest. Murphy 0 for 2 is popped out and grounded out, and is ahead of the count 1-0. Talked about her offensive improvement from a year ago. Murphy 100 points better in her second year as a full-time starter. And out in front of the changeup, 1-1. Would have been easy after she hit well under the Mendoza line last year and then started this season in a 1-for-14 slump to have her confidence shattered. But Murphy bounced back as she fouls one off her foot. And now down to her last strike. Hit almost 300 final 2+ months of the campaign. But now, staring down adversity. 2-out runner at first. The 1-2. Fouled away. Still 2 more games to follow. It'll be New Mexico State and Louisiana Tech up next. And then the loser of this one taking on Delaware in our nightcap. Anders, 1-2. Upstairs, good layoff from Murphy. Well, if things aren't tough enough right now for WKU, the wind now starting to blow in again from center field just to hurt the offense a little more as that's fouled away. Anders, who through the complete game last night, shut out against Louisiana Tech. It was a run rule victory, so only needed 5 innings to get that win. Having to go the full distance here this afternoon. But having a hard time finishing off Katie Murphy, who just keeps battling. Roller, tough play to her left. Strickland slings it to first and gets the out to end the game. What a job by the Liberty defense, on display all afternoon long. And Dot Richardson can smile as she salutes the camera. Her team a winner for the second time in as many days. And they will go on to tomorrow's matchup with Jacksonville State with a chance to earn their way back to the CUSA championship game. Meanwhile, WKU's day is not done. They'll get a couple-hour break, and then they will battle for their season against Delaware later tonight. You look at our updated bracket. The games today, Jacksonville State, the shutout victory over Delaware, Liberty blanking WKU, and so as a result, the other side of the winner's bracket is set tomorrow, 12 noon, for a trip to the championship game. And the losers bracket, well, we have 2 elimination games back-to-back. New Mexico State, Louisiana Tech, and then Delaware against WKU. An impressive performance, to say the least, for the Flames as they hold the Hilltoppers to just 2 hits. Anders, another complete game shutout, her second in as many games this weekend. And for the Hilltoppers, just the one threat. It came in the 4th inning, got the runners at second and third with 2 out, could not find that big hit. And then Liberty had an immediate response, adding 2 in the top half of the next frame. And that solidified matters in favor of Liberty. So Dot Richardson, head coach of the Flames, will have another chat with Dorian here momentarily as the teams get ready for our next game. They will switch dugouts. You see Liberty businesslike with that impressive performance. New Mexico State and Louisiana Tech beginning to loosen before our third game. Dorian Shaw standing by with Dot Richardson.
Another great game by the Liberty Flames, another win. Talk to us about how you and your staff got the team ready after the late game with the quick turnaround to come back today.
Well, when you're in a championship tournament, you better always be ready. And if it takes a coach to do that, then you're not the player that needs to be here. So I'm excited. The team is just ready to compete. And just really a good game against Western Kentucky. And we had a lot of runners on base, a lot of good hits. And Bryn McManus had a fantastic game ripping the ball.
Another stellar performance in the circle from Camden Anders. Talk to us about what has been working for her and what's allowing her to find success in the tournament.
Okay, Camden is in the zone. When you compete and you can look into the eyes of competitors, you know the difference, right? And so those that are ready to compete, and there's the eye of the tiger. I mean, she is just wanting the ball, and she's determined. She's in her zone, and it's fun to watch. She deserves these moments, and hopefully she'll just keep it going for us.
You can certainly see it in her body language. Well, thank you. Enjoy the rest today, and we'll see you back tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Thanks for watching, everyone. Keep watching. These are great games. Go Flames!
Good stuff from Dorian and Coach Richardson. An impressive performance even a youngster could enjoy from Liberty. Hilltoppers finally got to take the field, but they were trying to figure out what went wrong, and it was the pitching performance of Camden Anders. They march on to take on Jacksonville State. Meanwhile, WKU will have to battle Delaware for the lives. 2 more games still to come in this Conference USA tournament. For Dorian Shaw, I'm Matt Janis. All games airing on the ESPN Network are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.